their performance across this entire spring split and even into the major. Eros on the field, though. We'll see what they got.
The victory lap continues for Ground Zero Gaming. They get to do whatever they do in this major and probably be having a front row seat along the way, but then they get to watch all the chaos ensue between the likes of Mindfree, Fringe Society, and of course the Renegades. But they got business to take care of here in Eros, and Amphis throwing one up to the backboard, meeting Sprat, two of the leading scorers for their respective teams yesterday. And in fact, Azra and Amphis leading the major in both goals and assists per game. That's unheard of.
And, you know, we saw Amphis a little bit yesterday, Stacks, at least for you and I on the first match. It was, you know, phenomenal performance. And at least in my eyes, he's definitely the biggest threat when it comes to Ground Zero Gaming. That's going to be something Eros are going to have to find an answer for. Right now, it's been pretty tame, though, to start. First minute's gone by and nothing doing on both sides of the field.
That's the call before the storm, though. One bounce in front. Torsos couldn't get the final touch, and now Sprat just threw Express right there at Amphis, who just seems to be everywhere for Ground Zero Gaming. Cabo doing all he can to delay, but he never has two teammates on the field. Sprat taken out. He's finally back in. That'll get down to Mock. Good direct in front, but nobody else is there in front, and Cabo, little indecisiveness, leaves Mock all alone at the back, and finally comes back to join him. Sprat looking for the opening strike, and Express with a big save.
That save will come out, and we are seeing a little bit of offense here from Eros. That midfield battle, biggest thing so far. And then also, look at that speed from Sprat. He sees Amphis on the side, tries to get in front of him, says, I don't want you to get any time on the ball because I know what you can do with it. They've been limiting his opportunities in the start of this game.
Torsos over Sprat. Cabo circling around. Will finally get a shot off. Sprat with a demolition that is of little consequence because they did not take out Amphis, who again going to have his handprints firmly over everything that Ground Zero accomplishes this weekend. Express on his way back. Got to get to this from Mock. He does. And look at Express just going to continue the play downfield. He too just seems like he's in multiple places at once, and that's the speed that Ground Zero plays with. Amphis double. It is in.
There's the start here. Amphis finally gets some time with the ball, and he makes the most of it. Simple and effective is the double tap. Ground Zero on the board.
Looked like it was off for a moment, but he gets the kind bounce off the inside of the post, and it just comes from out of nowhere. Teams going back and forth. Suddenly, Amphis happens, as was the case all throughout yesterday. Sprat's got this one cleared away, but Amphis gonna have all the time in the world. That is bad news for Team Eros. I mean, you just watch, they all retreated. As soon as Amphis got on the ball, you finally come up, as Torsos will make the stop. That kicks right out for Cabo. Free ball, what can he do with it? Amphis bearing down on him oh so quickly, and again, Ground Zero stifle Eros.
Eros are trying to fight back, though, and you see Sprat just taking that extra foot forward, trying to use that to see whether or not the offense can finally push up. But the biggest thing is stopping the momentum from Ground Zero Gaming and limiting their free time on the ball, because remember, that's how Amphis set up the double.
Remember, all best of 7 here on Championship Sunday, as Amphis will bank one out. He can follow this himself, and Torsos as well. Cabo's shot's going to be off the mark, and Express makes sure there's no easy rebound. Team Eros having to work for every opportunity they get, and Torsos almost made it 2-0. Amphis going to have a look, but he'll back off, and it will be Mock bringing it back through. Eros doing well to hold Ground Zero only to 1, but they're not getting many good looks on the other half of the field. That defensive grind isn't really serving them well because they're the ones trailing in the final minute. Sprat will have a chance, but Amphis cuts it out.
Amphis taking his time. That one's kicked out. And Torsos will be able to at least get, a little bit of space here. But this one, final 40 seconds, this may be the drive. Cabo needs to get there quickly. Torsos with the recovery. Mock middle, no one there. Amphis will knock it away.
Boy, that's the one. It has to get through some way, somehow. Just not enough speed. Now it's Express, denied by Mock. Follow-up from Torsos just goes off to the side, wasting a little bit of time, forcing Team Eros to go chase him down and maybe abandon the net. Amphis just delaying again, and look at all the time burned off the clock with only one shot on target in this sequence. Now two, and Amphis gets his.
That's exactly what you want to see from Ground Zero. Amphis, perfect in the shooting department. Hasn't taken many shots, but when he does, it's going in. Eros, they just haven't found that blueprint quite yet. Ground Zero still on top. A big start here in game one.
Just under a goal and a half per game for Amphis, and he's the only scorer in game one. Ground Zero with a clinical shutout of Team Eros.
And a lot of this is mainly, that midfield game that was being played over the course of this first one. Teams were fighting for possession a lot, and Eros, although they were able to keep up the pressure overall, you could see signs of weakness, and it led Ground Zero to have some decent shot opportunities, and Amphis especially comes up clutch. Though you do have to give credit to Express, he was a big factor in giving Ground Zero that space that they were able to utilize.
Got to give credit to Eros too. I mean, we've seen Ground Zero run up some silly numbers against teams. Eros is not just going to be, a welcome mat for these guys. They are going to put up a fight, and that defensive battle they put up, it'll serve them well. Problem is they've got to get on the board early on so they can defend a lead, not just defend a 1-goal deficit.
That's something that you really hit on the nail, Stacks, is the early offensive pressure. Getting that first lead too just kind of solidifies, okay, we have set the pace of play, and we are not here to just play from behind. We're playing to win, not lose to you, Ground Zero, as so many teams have tried to do and have not succeeded in. Game 2 on your screen, we'll see what Eros got.
Many have tried, few have succeeded in knocking off Ground Zero, especially in a major. Torsos got that one past Mock, and it's Ground Zero in front again.
It's the speed here, Stacks. Torsos doesn't miss a beat. Right off the bounce, rips it to the bottom right corner.
Only 19 seconds gone by, and all that talk about Eros needing to jump in front early. Well, here we go. Now they got to find a quick answer, and that is not likely to help things. So Cabo got one out in front. Nobody else was chasing. They all expected that ball to be cleared downfield quickly. It was, especially with that pinch. Sprat will just play that further on and have to go chase it down himself. Doing a lot of work on this team, as he did yesterday. We saw primarily on the B stream. We got to catch a glimpse of Sprat and Eros on this stream as well. Had a big day, but it just wasn't enough. Torsos now with Express going after Cabo, and Cabo avoids that, makes the stop, got the boost and the ball. Now can he hit Sprat in the mid? No, Amphis all the way up to meet him. Oh, this is chip. Mock bouncer, and Express still managed to make the stop. Actually might have got some help as well, and everybody pushed forward. Amphis picks the bones, and it's 2-0.
The transition here. This is exactly what Ground Zero want to see. Look at Torsos. Hammers in midfield. Knows Amphis is there. Ground Zero on the counter. Name a better duo.
We saw 9 goals out of Amphis yesterday against Cringe Society. What are we going to see for an encore now that he's got a best of 7 to work with? Bank is open. No, Cabo makes the save. Now Torsos looking for Express. Got it over to him, and Express just a little bit wide. Amphis coming in, and he's got his 4th.
Extra effort. One here from Torsos, another from Express to find the double. Those 2 moves are what sets up Amphis to push in that 3rd goal. Ground Zero have found the recipe past Team Eros, and Eros are struggling to adapt.
It is absolutely silly when you think how often Amphis scores that he's also leading the tournament in assists. Like, that is bizarre. And he's got a hat trick in less than 2 minutes.
I love this. Turns, pre-jumps, knows exactly where that's going, and bang, right under the bar. Amphis showing up here with his third goal.
I mean, this is goofy stuff right now out of Amphis. Unbelievable. We have not had a 5-goal game, just to throw this out there, in a best of 7 this whole season out of Oceania. Amphis, pretty good candidate to pull it off here. Torsos, missed there. Cabo. Oh, Sprat had a chance to run interference and said he hesitated, and that costs Eros a big opportunity. A shot goes wide here, and Amphis will collect. A little double commit with Torsos, but when you're up 4, who cares? He's gonna try to score this. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I really want to see if he can make the most of it happen. He still has time. Keep in mind, this game is halfway over. And Ground Zero, just looking at how they're moving up the field, everyone from Team Eros is a little worried. I saw Cabo on the side. Well, he has to dodge towards us. He's not even on the ball. He's supposed to be the next man up. And he's on the sidewall, completely removed from the play, worried about a demo. This may be a chance. No, Mock, a little too aggressive. Cabo's trying to slot him a pass, but the defense is set from Ground Zero Gaming. And you can see Eros trying to play around that, but it's easier said than done.
Mock bounce going out, Torsos right there, and Amphis and Express will stay way, way back. Now this is on target, just off the bar on the save. Cabo gets one on the board, and Eros gonna start marching back.
Yeah, this is good for Eros and good for Cabo. Remember, Yummy was talking about Cabo, trying to make sure he has a good performance here, and he is able to slot one in for Eros. Again, now you start looking at the clock, down by 3 with 1:52 left. Is that enough time for Eros?
Sprat missing out of the corner there, and Amphis will collect yet again. What else does he have in the tank? Not a whole lot, but he's still gonna get a shot off, and Mock makes the save. Torsos now, he's up the ladder. Amphis with another opportunity, and the save is made. Sprat will clear away. You know, we talk about this like it's just a free play session for Amphis. It's still a game here. 3 goals, 1:20. We've seen stranger things happen, and Eros does have 1 on the board, but Sprat gonna have to do a lot of work if he's gonna get this Eros squad back in arm's reach of this game. As Express with another clear, Sprat will have full boost, but he's got to create something big here.
Oh, the flick straight down, but a double commit. That's not a good sign. Amphis gonna look to go the other way. Does he have it? He will try to get that middle, and even Express was played upfield. Didn't expect that one to go as fast as it did. That being said, as well as Amphis has been playing, you should kind of come to expect it. A redirected transition, though, and Eros are still showing some signs of life.
40 seconds here. You know, we talked with Amphis yesterday. He said, yeah, you know, we just kind of flip the switch at some point here. We'll go from goofing around, having fun, to super serious mode. They might need to flip that switch right now to close out game 2. Eros charging back in. Mock could make it real interesting. So too could Cabo, but his shot saved by Express. And now here goes Torsos, killing time. And that goes right to Cabo. So an fortunate break for Eros. A chance to get to within 1. Got it through. Mock is right there. His shot sailing a little high, and Express got there anyways. And that was the opportunity for Team Eros. Express will clear. Torsos even further. And time might just run out on Eros. One last good look out of Cabo. Demo from Sprat, and he missed the double. Follow from Mock, saved by Torsos. And a heartbreaking finish to game 2 as their golden opportunity goes by the wayside, and Ground Zero hangs on to win by 2.
So Eros did, start to battle back towards the end there, but Ground Zero had built up such a strong lead from so many different plays that Eros just couldn't keep up with it. And now we got a tactical timeout coming out from Eros, as they got to think about this one.
Yeah, and I like this. You see a lot of teams wait until it's, match point, right? And they go, okay, I guess we can't take the timeout with us. We'll call it. Like, no, the momentum's still firmly in Ground Zero's favor. You take the timeout now and give yourself a little bit of a buffer here. As you see, they're going to talk it over and try to come up with an answer. First of all, for Amphis, he had a hat trick in 2 minutes, 8 shots, I mean, he was everywhere over these first couple of games, except on the defensive end, as you see. Exactly as many saves as I had in that lobby. But again, when you've got the offense that Ground Zero has, you know, hey, you let the other guys play defense.
And at this point for Eros, it's not only is this one good for them to kind of go over the game plan of Ground Zero, but it's also cool to just keep the vibes up. Obviously, you can tell they had a good time. I really like the glasses. There it is.
Yeah, I was just saying, can I get that jacket too? Like,
I want the glasses. I want both the glasses, especially the coach glasses. Those are that just gets me hyped. I'm ready to go now.
I love a team like Eros. I think maybe they just don't have enough sense to know that they should be intimidated by Ground Zero. They're just out here having fun. You know, you don't get this opportunity often. Hey, you're on the mainstream, the world's watching, you got a shot against number one. Yeah, you're on the screen. Milk it for what it's worth. You might only have 2 more games of it because Ground Zero Gaming, look, they are a cut above the rest in Oceania. And that's not just talking about, you know, the bottom 4 seeds in this top 8. Also talking about 2, 3, and 4. They are number 1 for a reason, and they're putting it on display right now, especially with Amphis. 5 goals out of the 6 that Ground Zero has scored. Again, fitting video game numbers out of Amphis.
Exactly, and with those numbers, it makes sense for the tactical timeout because you saw the shots that he was hitting over the course of that game. He was starting to heat up, and it's best to cool him down now before you go down 0-3 in the series. Again, smart move, I say, from Eros, but let's see how it pays off.
We've seen Sprat go off in a couple of games in this tournament. Can he do it again to get Eros back in it, or will Mock and Cabo pick up the pieces? Sprat has that clear over the bar. Mock will have it away as well, but look at Amphis. Of course, he goes up to the ceiling, and he's still got that. Corsos following in his footsteps, and again, Ground Zero just playing with infinite confidence and with good reason.
And it's up to Eros to try to force their own game in. I like the idea for Mock, though, to keep the ball close. Want to see a little bit more of that, keeping possession close to them, pulling out members of Ground Zero. Could work out for them instead of just giving up the possession and getting dunked like that.
No way.
No way.
I mean, it's just not fair. At some point, it's just like the AI is turned up to 1,000,000, and Amphis does it yet again. His 6th goal of the series, and if he's scoring like that, what do you do? I mean, you just dedicate someone to demoing him every time, I guess. Amphis gonna do it again? No, he's actually human. He missed one, and he tried to steal that from Express, but it's 2-0 all the same.
He's trying to pad the stats at this point. Look at that one. Just barely missed that top corner, but Express has it, you know? Express has always been that second man up, at least in terms of the offensive numbers for Ground Zero. And, hey, if you can't score at Amphis, you will. 2-goal lead as the minutes gone by. Ground Zero picking up where they left off.
So officially that goes. This is going to be just a little wide. Cabo, a little late jump, and he couldn't get around on the follow-up. And again, everything just working against Eros. Amphis almost got one through there as well. That assist officially becomes his 23rd, and again, still leading the entire tournament, both in per game and total assists, which is just, I can't get over that, Daz. Like, normally you see a guy who's leading and scoring, you go, okay, somebody else on the team leads in assists. No, nobody else is close.
You know Stats is being legit when he's mentioned the stat about 5 times in 3 games.
I can't get over this.
I know.
The next guy on the team's got to actually, Corsos now has 11. Like, Amphis is on another level.
We'll see how much of that energy he has. I mean, I think we all know he can just continue to just pump out offensive excellence here. Team Eros, though, they could use some of that right now. As only 2 shots so far this game. They've been able to get the ball upfield, and they actually were almost able to get at least a goal there off the transition. But since then, they've been stuck in their own half.
Here goes Cabo over Amphis, but now Torsos to try to set himself up. No, Amphis there. There's another.
Again and again and again. Torsos, though, this time he'll get the assist. That's a high ball off the backboard, back wall read. Someone has to be up to cover it. You can't give Amphis a free shot. He scores it. He's shooting 2 for 5 this game. That's ground zero. 3-goal lead in the first half.
Wow. That's an awful percentage for him. Good grief. He is something special. There goes Sprat. I feel like Amphis would actually, if he could, give Team Eros ground zero's timeout. Maybe they'll just call one, just so they can meme on the screen. That's what Amphis strikes me as the kind of guy that would do that. Here he goes again to the back wall, setting up Torsos, and there's another assist.
Look at how they move up the field, Stacks. It's in one stroke. They don't stop. Torsos gets the read after dishing it out to Amphis. Amphis with the assist on that play, and ground zero keep going.
We could set some season record numbers with this series, the way this is going. Ground zero is not messing around at all. And even when they are messing around, they make it look serious. There's a chance in front, and again denied by the brick wall that is Ground Zero Gaming, and Amphis desperate to add yet another to the tally. No boost, so he finally has to rotate out, and that just means a brief reprieve for Team Eros. They'll try to get something going here. Down 4. This is where they started scoring last game, and it just came a little too late as Torsos pops one up ahead of Mock. And again, Eros are left scoreless.
Ground zero just taking their time at this point. Final minute. As you talk about Amphis, 100% goal participation in this game. 2 goals on his end and 2 assists as he's helped Express and Torsos both get on the board. Team Eros, though, it's just every time they send that first man up, he can at least get a 50. But the second man challenges and third man challenges are a little far behind, and understandably so. You want to keep a guy back in case something like this happens.
So something like what happens, Tasman? Why don't you enlighten us?
You know,
look at the way they're scoring. Are you serious? If you're Team Eros, like, what do you do here?
Well, we only get 1 tactical timeout.
I guess. Can I gift them an extra one?
No, you cannot.
Amphis has that one denied by Mock. Here goes Sprat. They got to break up the shutout, surely. Sprat, though, I think frustration is definitely set in. Opportunity now. Mock will get that through. It's not a shutout, at least. So there's a small consolation going into game 4. But you're seeing Eros is really up against it.
Yeah, Mock's able to, at least get that one in. And we're starting to see signs of game 2 here. Team Eros, start scoring towards the end of things. But Ground Zero have just made this one all theirs. And they look to keep up that pace. I mean, you are talking about the best team in OCE at the moment. They're trying to get one more. Ty Capo will be able to get a save. Express. Oh, no, Sprat will deny. That one will hit the ground. Ground Zero, gonna take game 3.
That redirect off of Amphis. If that had gone in, I think I might have just got up and walked away. And chat would have rejoiced. 5-1 for Ground Zero. They're up 3-0 in the series. 1 win away from yet another top 4 appearance. This time in the major. And again, they do it with another 8 shots out of Amphis, another couple of goals. He's got 7 in the series. He's got 3 assists to go with it. Man, oh man. Put on the coach hat here, Dazarin. Like Team Eros, something's got to change. Anything at all. What do you tell the guys going into game 4?
This is tough because at this point, looking at the speed factor, Ground Zero been playing much faster. Looking at positioning, Ground Zero know how to play it right past Team Eros. We saw even 3 backboard plays that were being made from them. Eros have to improve on so many different levels that it's been so hard for them to keep up with the Ground Zero gaming, which is really explains the big score lines here. Going to this game, and honestly, at this point, We have to see some magic here from Team Eros because they have not found an answer. That one was almost a good start, but the shot is off target.
Almost got their first lead of the day, but not to be. And now you're just wondering, all right, how is Ampus going to score this time? He is nowhere to be found at the moment. Express over towards Ampus. Here we go. Try to get around Mock. He at least did, but Cabo's right there. New start, clean slate for Team Eros. It's a long journey back, especially in a best of 7. It's only happened so many times as Cabo has that away, but only as far as Torsos. And he's still going to find a way to get to this. Won it over Cabo, and Sprat is up there as well. Again, Team Eros having to burn so much boost. Amphis took that away from Torsos and got that shot on, but Cabo made the save. This is where Eros has to capitalize for the first lead. And no, Torsos got back in time.
These are good transitions from Team Eros, though. They're able to get a foothold. They're even forcing Ground Zero to make some double commits on certain plays. But they have to start winning some of these 50s in the midfield. Torsos, that's straight down. Express will keep it in.
Amphis couldn't stop Cabo. Mock has Sprat to his right, but that's going to kick out a little too far. Forced Sprat to range back a little bit. Cabo at least made one stop, and that slowed things down enough for Mock to get back to make that stop at the center line. Now it's Torsos right at Sprat. He missed, though, and it's Express a little wide. Amphis is lurking. Great pass out to him, and Sprat never had a chance.
No, Amphis right behind Sprat. He's coming back off a rotation, just trying to get in net, but as soon as he saw Amphis come on the ball, it was all but over. Great shot. Ground Zero up again. This time in game 4, they're looking to close this series out.
Express gives way to Torsos after the demolition. It's 2-0. Sing me another verse just like the other one.
Right off the kickoff, good cheat, and I mean, the lane's wide open. Torsos not gonna miss that chance.
5th assist in the series for Express, and that one as clinical as they come. Throw it off to Torsos. Go get the demolition. Can't defend if there's nobody home. Amphis waiting at the back. Is he okay? All right, he made the stop. And what does he have up his sleeve? This time, a little interference. He's going to get another assist out of it as Torsos scores. And now it's just cyberbullying from Ground Zero.
Yeah, Amphis still trying to get that musty goal. He's got to work a little bit harder for it, but Torsos does not have to work at all. I mean, for Torsos especially, so much veterancy from him that he's able to bring on Ground Zero, both him and Express. And combine that with Amphis and Amphis' mechanical ability, there's no wonder why this team is so successful.
Express to set up Amphis. No way. A little too strong there on the backboard touch, and now Torsos casually gliding around midfield. It's Amphis again. Chasing this one down. Sprat got there first, so it's Express to wait. Halfway mark of perhaps the last game in this series, unless Team Eros has a miraculous comeback in them. Sprat got a shot off and still could not get through the defense, even though it looked like he was capitalizing on a slight mistake. Ground Zero does not make many of them. There is not much at the back now for Eros. It is only Mock. Amphis just watches, and then I think Torsos and maybe everybody else was equally surprised that that was a pass.
Yeah, a lot of us were. That being said, you know, even with that fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Ground Zero are going for a couple of extra plays, extra passes. As this team has experimented with all different types of drives and ways to get upfield. And to their benefit as well. No one's been able to really get a solid read on Ground Zero gaming just yet. Is that what goes across? Torsos, does he have a double here? Can someone get around it? That's a double commit. Back in the midfield. Torsos got around it, but it's not in.
Express gets dunked by Sprat. Had it been a Ground Zero dunk, that would have been on target. But because it's Eros, happens to be a little bit wide. That's just the way this series has gone. Sometimes it's not your day when you run into Ground Zero. Torsos will have that ball away. He'll have full boost. Express looking for a demolition. Torsos will get a shot off. It's 4-0.
3 goals this time going to Torsos. He just takes this one up by himself, and Bang. That's all you need to know. Simple, clean, effective. I mean, it's Torsos.
It is amazing what teams are capable of accomplishing when they are in a zone like this. The biggest goal differential in a series this split. Wouldn't you know it? Ground Zero's tied for it. They were plus 14 against what is now Overt. It was Forbidden Gaming at the time. Almost a month ago to the day, just a few days ago. This is Mock to send it away. And the only question now is, will they get there? They are, I think, plus 12 in this series right now with 30 seconds to go. Torsos might have been looking for Emphas to turn on that, and in a rare case, he didn't. Cabo got bumped by Emphas. Express Emphas denies Express.
Man,
that's the best defense Emphas has played this entire series.
You can see the smiles on their face as well. Again, what seems to be a victory lap for Ground Zero. Another goal, this one from Express. Man, this is honestly something to take note of. This is like BDS level dominance stacks.
You'll get them all riled up with that one. Oh, they slowed it up on the kickoff and they're plus 14. Torsos does it again. Enough already.
Oh, man. He was playing the hit into the kickoff, and it was the fact that he delayed it momentarily, which allowed him to slip by. Yeah. Honestly, if I'm Sprat, I got the shades on, too. Final few seconds. This one's going to tick down. And the chat and the desk, oh, they were all on with this one as Express will score the 7th goal. Ground Zero Gaming are going to take this set.
Unreal. What a dominant performance out of Ground Zero Gaming. Yet another 4-goal day out of Torsos. He's done it a lot throughout this entire RLCS season, especially in these best of 7s. He knows when to show up. And they outscore Team Eros by 15 goals in the series. More than anybody has outscored anybody throughout this split. Just, again, the numbers are staggering, Daz.
Well, welcome everyone to OCE and welcome to Ground Zero Gaming, as they, gave you a strong display of probably how the rest of their day is going to go. But I think we'll see stacks.
Yeah, we will. That's a heck of an opening act, and Mind Freak will try to follow it. They need to win this whole thing and have a lot of blocks fall in their favor. We'll find out if they can do it. Mind Freak and the Direwolves coming up next.